When it comes to controversy, South Park wrote the book on it. Seriously, the term censored doesn't even apply to the creators when it comes to racism. Don't believe me?
So nice to see other Chinese people.
And that's nothing compared to the other racist examples I've found. Starting with this infamous and sadly relevant classic Chef Goes Nanners.
It's time to play Who's Got the Silliest Thing on Under Their Robe?
Aw, look at how happy they are. Not even a minute in and we're already trying to get this channel canceled. The episode starts with Chef being upset over the South Park flag, calling it racist and demanding that it be changed.
As I've said before, I find that flag to be racist and insensitive.
Jimbo, on the other hand, argues that if they change the flag, they're rewriting South Park's cherished history.
Chef, I respect you very much. You have to understand that this has been the South Park flag since some of our ancestors, like my great-grandfather, founded this land.
Neither side can reach a compromise, and honestly, after hearing both arguments, I'm a little on the fence about this, so I'll let you guys decide.
You tell me what exactly you find racist about it.
You don't see anything wrong with that flag?
Yeah, on second thought, no, Chef's in the right there. Then again, it is history, so... Mr. Weiland, Mr. Garrison's first replacement teacher in the series for reasons we won't discuss for Cartman's sake, hears about the debate going on in the town and thinks this is a great assignment for the kids.
Some people think the South Park flag should be changed. Others believe that changing the flag is wrong. I think this is a perfect subject for your debate club.
Turns out the class has had several debates already, all of them against Cartman.
People against the clubbing of baby seals versus Cartman. Pro-gun control versus Cartman. Pro-choice versus Cartman. And apparently the winner of all your debates so far has been Cartman.
That's right. Cartman doesn't always win. He just gets pissed off and goes home, so we can't debate anymore.
Knowing Cartman's history, it's not hard to guess which side he'll be on. The kids break off into groups as they research the flag, with Stan, Kyle, and Kenny learning from Jimbo how important preserving the past is in order to maintain a stable future so that nothing is forgotten. Meanwhile, Chef's having no luck trying to get the support for his side.
Ooh, march? What are we marching for?
To bring down the South Park flag.
Ooh, I gotta go.
Marching's really not for me later. I don't like marching.
Maybe if you break out into one of your salty ball songs, you get more support, Chef. What am I saying? Stan and Kyle become assigned as the team that argues the flag shouldn't be changed, which angers Wendy.
Dad, how could you be so insensitive?
What, dude? I don't see anything wrong with that flag.
This is back when Stan and Wendy were still a thing, by the way. Wendy, of course, is on the team arguing the racist flag should be changed, and guess who volunteers to be Wendy's partner?
Okay, Wendy and Eric.
I don't know what you're complaining about, Wendy. Given Cartman's track record on debates, you guys might be able to end racism worldwide.
I'm just a better debater than you guys.
Chef, now Muslim and going by the name Abdul Muhammad Jabbar al-Karim Ali, continues to protest outside City Hall.
In the 1960s, there was a monk who set himself on fire to protest. You have left me no choice. I will now do the same thing.
I'm pretty sure Abdul Muhammad Jabbar al-Karim Ali just got away with murder in this peaceful protest. The news interviews several random townspeople who are also just all undecided.
Well, I think the flag is racist. Then again, it is part of our history.
Well, I guess the flag is part of history, but I can see how it is racist.
Starting to understand why Chef had a hard time recruiting people. No amount of salty balls is gonna save this debate. I really need a filter. To no one's surprise, all this protesting attracts the attention of the KKK, who offer their support with Jimbo.
Hello, brother. We're here to support your noble cause.
Hey now, we don't want your support. This is about history. We're not racist.
Yeah.
Well, whether you want our support or not, we're on your side. White power! White power!
I mean, you had to see this one coming, Jimbo. Abdul Muhammad Jabbar al-Karim Ali can't take much more of this, demanding the police do something about this, but he can't since technically the KKK are acting on freedom of speech.
Well, Chef, it's freedom of speech. We don't like it, but we can't arrest them for talking.
And what do the wise people of South Park have to say about this?
Well, I, for one, believe in freedom of speech. But then again, I think they are racist.
I believe that they are racist, but I do believe in...
To hell with all of you indecisive bastards.
You tell them, Abdul Muhammad Jabbar frickin' how many more times? Jimbo and Ned realize that no one is going to be on their side if the KKK supports them, so they decide to infiltrate the KKK and convince them to vote for changing the flag.
Come on, we gotta put a stop. Nobody's gonna vote for our side if it's the side those KKK members are on. We have to accept the fact that most people in the world hate us, right?
Yeah.
So whatever side we're on is the side that's gonna lose, right? So why don't we all say that we want the flag changed? That way, most folks will vote to keep it the way it is.
That's a great idea, brother.
Cartman's gonna have a hard time trying to win this one now. Then again, knowing Cartman, maybe not.
Why don't we just talk about the swastika? I mean, Germany was united under swastika, right? But obviously history wasn't as important as changing their views after the war and stuff, so they changed it.
With everything getting out of hand, the mayor realizes she can't resolve this problem herself, but after hearing that the kids at South Park are already debating the flag, she decides to let the kids be the deciding factor on whether or not the flag should change. Great idea.
Let the children be responsible. Everybody loves children. Tell the press.
Yeah, just ask Mr. Garrison. The debate takes place, and it's revealed that neither side ever once saw the flag as racist.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You just missed the point entirely.
Which makes Abdul Muhammad Jabbar al-Karim Ali realize he had been the racist one all this time, as he had been the one accusing everyone else as racist.
Don't you see? All this time I thought these little crackers had turned racist, when actually they were so not racist. All they saw when they looked at that flag was 5 people. They didn't even make a separation of black and white to begin with.
Still, after the kids realize the flag is indeed racist, they all agree to change the flag to be more inclusive.
Hooray!
I have to admit it, that is a lot nicer.
See, there's people of all colors. And they added a black guy as one of the hangers too, so it's not racist.
Yeah, see guys, happy ending. And no one was around to drop the N-word. But this is South Park we're talking about, so naturally, with apologies to Jesse Jackson, Randy Marsh is the unlucky soul tasked with dropping as many N-words as he can in 20 minutes.
I'm a person. I'm a man. But no matter how I try, people just say, hey, there's that guy.
See, but this is okay. Randy's just expressing himself. This is hard. This is art, right? Through some unknown luck, Randy has made it onto Wheel of Fortune. He gets to the stage when he must guess the word, and being the genius Randy is, manages to get all the letters.
Okay, well, looks like you're gonna get a lot of help here.
Except for one. All he has to do is say the word.
Category is people who annoy you. Audience, keep quiet.
I mean, this is a pretty easy one, am I right? There really only is one answer that it could possibly be.
Huh?
Come on, Randy! Everyone knows naggers are the worst. You're married to one. I still need that filter. Randy tries to apologize to the ambassador of black people, Jesse Jackson, trying to assure Jackson that he isn't a racist.
Want to assure you that I am not a racist, Reverend Jackson.
Lo and behold, Jesse Jackson is understanding and is willing to forgive Randy for dropping the N-word on live television, and even wants to get a photo of Randy's generous atonement.
Very well. You want to apologize. I will accept. Kiss it. Huh? Apologize. Kiss it.
Hey, at least he didn't fart like when Cartman made Kyle kiss his black ass. Suffice to say, Randy did not get off easy. While attending a black comedian show as part of his atonement,
An African-American performer at the comedy club.
he is immediately recognized as the guy who said the N-word on live TV and gets branded his brand new nickname.
Everyone wave to the say, hi, hi.
Can I even show this on YouTube? Randy tries to shake off the humiliation, but everywhere he goes, people call him by his new name.
Hey, look, Betty. It's that guy.
He's even refused service when he tries to buy something as simple as aspirin at a convenience store.
You aren't welcome in this store, guy. Fine.
My man can't even get any headache relief from all the shame his new name has brought him. Despite everything Randy does to rid himself of the shame, even going so far as to create a scholarship foundation for African Americans.
And so it is my honor to announce today the Randy Marsh African American Scholarship Foundation.
It is still not enough. His luck gets even worse as he runs into some Confederate lowlife rednecks who don't take kindly to people making fun of African Americans because they're minorities.
Yeah, you like making fun of minorities? We don't take kindly to social ignorance.
You tell him, Skeeter. You tell him.
I am so confused right now. Luckily for Randy, he's saved by Kramer from Seinfeld and several other big names who are now infamous for saying the N-word in public.
What is this, a convention?
We aren't being pushed around anymore.
Come on, Skeeter. These guys ain't worth our trouble.
Turns out these guys have a plan to no longer be called N-word guys and want Randy to join their cause. Randy refuses, saying he's nothing like them, but after Kramer from Seinfeld gives Randy a pep talk, Morgan Freeman from Glory style, Randy agrees to join them.
Oh, they might see your racial slur was more accidental. They might even laugh about it. But at the end of the day, all you are to them is just another damn guy.
I mean, given how Michael Richards' career turned out after his incident, he's not wrong. Randy and the others take their case to the Supreme Court, pleading for the term N-word guy to be banned.
guy?
Two words which by themselves can be harmless, but which together form a verbal missile of hate.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, he's advocating to solve half the problem. That's more than what the U.S. has done in the last 250 years. For fear that any white guy can be called an N-word guy, because at the time that this episode aired, Washington wasn't diverse enough yet, the court unanimously agrees to have the term banned.
Motion is passed.
Just like that, Randy banned racism and racial slurs in America forever. But only for white people, of course. Speaking of banning, let's hop on our tractor and head on down to Integrity Farms as we unpack Banned in China. The episode that got the entire South Park series banned in China. Honestly, I'm more shocked it's taken them this long to ban South Park. This episode only came out a few years ago. The episode starts and Randy interrupts Stan trying to write music for his heavy metal band, going off about having another great idea. Can't imagine why Stan would need to express his feelings. And what on earth is this genius idea that no one has ever thought of before?
We could grow the family business by selling Tegrity to the Chinese.
Yeah, sounds great and all, but I'm pretty sure China has a strict ban on that there, marijuana, okay? Randy, being the dumb genius he is, doesn't know about China's ban, only seeing this as a business opportunity to sell more weed to one of the most populated countries in the world.
There's a lot of people in China. If we can get like 2% of that market to buy our weed, we'd make millions of dollars.
Apparently, this guy did research in order to figure this out, too. Too bad he didn't do enough research to find out China won't be too happy if he showed up with a giant suitcase full of weed, but who knows? I hear China's a very tolerant place. They still haven't canceled this channel yet. Anyway, Randy boards his plane where he brags to the only other English-speaking guy there is about his plan, only to discover he might not be the only one trying to pander to China. Soon, more and more Americans board the plane, from business executives, NBA players, and some suspicious-looking cosplayers.
It's okay. I'm sure there's plenty of Chinese people for all of us.
I don't know, man. It's only a matter of time before Disney owns South Park. I hear they're closing in on DC, too. The plane lands safely and Randy goes through customs, where airport security gets the surprise of their lives. Guy didn't even pack his toothbrush. They should have arrested him for that instead, with all the weed he's been smoking. As punishment, Randy is incarcerated in a Chinese prison where he witnesses firsthand the horrors of Chinese jurisdiction.
Hey, everything all right? What's going on? Hey, don't forget my suitcase.
Even catching an execution of a prisoner without a fair trial. In his overcrowded cell where prisoners poop in holes in the ground, Randy sees Winnie the Pooh and Piglet also locked up because someone said Winnie the Pooh looked just like the Chinese president, which actually happened, by the way.
Some people said Pooh looked like the Chinese president, so we're illegal in China now.
What kind of madhouse is this?
Not gonna say anything, but I'm pretty sure Piglet's small enough to fit through those bars and escape to get help, but you know, who am I to say anything? Eventually, Randy is brought before a Chinese court where he criticizes the Chinese government for the way it treats his prisoners.
I'm a little disappointed in all of you. What I've seen, you seem to treat your people like dirt. You don't believe in any individual freedoms.
Saying they could use more integrity, which is Randy's way of saying integrity while also promoting his weed business, which doesn't go over well, but not in the way you'd think.
Alright, who's the asshole?
Yeah, you know you messed up when you pissed off the rodent that kicked Nick Jonas's ass. Mickey Mouse is furious at Randy for criticizing the Chinese government because all that bad-mouthing is making Disney lose Chinese customers.
You're telling me that I'm losing Chinese customers because of some that's not even from my company?
Randy gives Mickey a speech reminding him of old-time values, mainly one in particular.
You already have business with the Chinese. You have all the connections money can buy. But there's one thing you don't have, and that's integrity.
Yeah, you can see where that business pitch is going. Man's been incarcerated in the worst prison on earth, and he's still determined to sell his weed. Must be some good kush. But here at the Scribble Channel, we do not promote drug use of any kind. Even drugs that'll save your life. Okay. Somehow Randy's speech works, and Mickey tries to persuade the Chinese government to let Randy sell his weed to them. Naturally, the Chinese are just as stubborn as ever and reject the offer, leaving Randy no other option than to get on the Chinese government's good side. That's right, my man just executed beloved childhood icon Winnie the Pooh, Anton Chigurh style, like it was nothing. Killing Winnie the Pooh works, and Randy ends up with millions of dollars from his new Chinese customers.
Dad, why are you covered in honey and blood? Dad, did you kill Winnie the Pooh?
Some things are better left off unanswered, Stan, and this is one of them. But Asia isn't quite off the table yet for this show. In City Sushi, we get to see one of South Park's funniest and most offensive characters, Twong Luke Kim, who really shows us his true colors.
And now say, wow, that is shitty walk owner. He wouldn't even harm a fry.
Norman Bass has entered the chat. The episode begins with Postman Butters going around town delivering some exciting news. A new restaurant is coming to town. And what kind of restaurant is this?
Oh no, a sushi place? How come every time a hard-working Chinese man open a business, some smelly Japanese dog had to come and try and invade him?
I mean, I said it in the title. It's not that much of a surprise. And where is this new sushi restaurant opening up, you might ask?
What the f?
I mean, that's on you. How did you not see or hear any of the loud construction going on right outside your restaurant, dude? Luke Kim demands the owner of City Sushi to relocate despite the language barrier of broken Asian English.
Why don't you please just speak English? Maybe I can understand you.
I am speaking English. Why don't you speak English? Sober eating.
But the City Sushi owner ain't budging, starting an Asian turf war. Man, they're just straight up brawling, skipping right past karate. Nope, that's racist. Butters is taken home and punished for apparently starting said Asian turf war. His parents are finally fed up with all the trouble Butters has gotten into, totally not their fault, and take him to a doctor who diagnoses Butter with having mental issues.
I'm afraid I have some bad news. Your son is suffering from multiple personality disorder.
I guess when people grow up, they forget what an imagination is. Then again, that's why we have technology that supplies ample amounts of brain rot, kind of like this. Meanwhile, because there's now 2 Asian restaurants right next to each other, South Park decides to name that little area of South Park Little Tokyo.
What the f?
Despite the fact that Tokyo is in Japan and not China.
Now everyone in town thinks Chinese and the Japanese are the same thing.
To be fair, if you ask most Americans to name a country that started with the letter U, 99.9% of them wouldn't know. Hell, I wouldn't know. Uganda. Is Uganda a country? Can someone fact check me on that? After some more fighting, Luke Kim comes to the Japanese sushi owners wanting to make a truce and wants the both of them to come together and properly educate the people of South Park on the distinction between the 2 cultures.
What we need is to have a Tweety.
What is a Tweety?
No, we need a Tweety.
A Tweety?
No, not a Tweety, a Tweety.
Which also turns out to be Luke Kim's plan to get people to hate the Japanese.
The Japanese always try and take over China.
What?
The Japanese better kill people in Nanking. The only thing Japanese love more than killing people is killing themselves.
I mean, hey, on the bright side, Luke Kim is raising suicide awareness. It's gotta count for something, right? The Japanese sushi owner is furious with Luke Kim, but Luke Kim is sorry for what he did, arguing the Japanese people are also known for being sneaky sometimes.
He was very sneaky, kind of like a Pearl Harbor. Okay, Pearl Harbor kind of sneaky. I think we can all be a little sneaky sometimes.
Thank dropping the Pearl Harbor card. My man does not fight fair. Luke Kim says they should put on an Asian diversity festival as a way of establishing their new truce between each other, and against the sushi owner's better judgment, he says yes.
But this time, you better not rub your hands together when you turn around to walk away.
Okay, see you tomorrow. That Asian Diversity Day, you're gonna get a little surprise.
I guess some people never change. Or do they? Well, all this has been happening. Butters has been seeing a psychiatrist named Dr. Janice, hoping to cure Butters of his multiple personality disorder, but Dr. Janice ain't turning out to be what he seems.
Dr. Janice isn't going to be alive for long. I'm going to kill him. Now, what are the things that make you happy, Butters?
That's right. The guy trying to cure Butters' multiple personality disorder also has multiple personalities. Who would have seen that coming? And also may or may not be abusing Butters in any way, shape, or form. I'm honestly more concerned with how Dr. Janice got into Butters' house without his parents knowing about it. They're clearly not in on the abuse. Butters tries to confront Dr. Janice about everything, but it only makes things worse for Butters as Dr. Janice cycles through his different personalities.
Oh, so you're on to me, huh, you little... What, Inspector Butters figured out I set him up?
Eventually, he finds himself getting chased throughout Dr. Janice's house, where Butters stumbles upon a shocking discovery that changed South Park forever.
You wanna take over my city walk?
Since the very first City Walk episode, the character Twong Luke Kim has always just been a multiple personality of the psychiatrist named Dr. Janice. Like I said, some people do change. Dr. Janice, now Luke Kim, hurries back to the festival to meet the Japanese sushi owner on top of the Tower of Peace after telling him earlier to meet up there. Not at all sounding suspicious, by the way. And as you'd expect, he tries to kill the Japanese sushi owner by making it look like a suicide.
I'm not trying to kill myself.
No, don't do it, please.
I mean, if the stats he showed before were true, he could have just waited a while. Maybe he'd have done it to himself. Is that racist? Anywho, thanks to Butters, the police arrive and expose Dr. Janice, causing him to cycle through his different personalities, making things worse for him.
Truth hurts, doesn't it, Janice? Who are you people?
You people crazy!
Listen to them, it's true.
Why are you all here?
The Japanese sushi owner can't believe he thought a white man was Chinese and handles the shame the only way he knows how.
No! This is racial stereotype!
I love how he didn't try aiming for City Walk or anywhere else to land. It's not like the show ever tries to censor graphic violence. Back at the police station, Butters is congratulated for uncovering the truth, but the police chief realizes that if they lock up Dr. Janice, then there won't be any more Chinese restaurants in South Park, so they decide to let Dr. Janice keep pretending to be Luke Kim.
Let's just let him keep believing he's a Chinese man.
Good!
All right.
Yeah, go, all right!
I guess this is the only way South Park creators could keep Luke Kim as a recurring character. Let's go all the way back to when South Park creators were still doing those weird intros before each episode and take a look at Starvin' Marvin, where the boys learn what it truly means to give thanks with the help of a visitor from a strange mythical land called Africa.
Maybe they took it literally when we said we wanted to adopt a kid.
Whoa, that was cool. Yeah, how do you make those clicking sounds?
You know, if the show was just a bit more sensible, they could have called this kid Magic Marvin instead. While watching the Terrence and Phillip Thanksgiving special, a sponsored ad airs showing all the starving kids in Ethiopia.
Here in the heart of Africa, children are dying, not from disease or war, but from hunger. I'm Sally Struthers. These children are in desperate need, and only you
Hey,
can
who's
help.
that fat chick?
The boys are uninterested until Sally Struthers mentions that if they sponsor a child, they'll get a free sports watch.
Here in the middle of Africa, food is extremely scarce.
Doesn't look like she's having any trouble finding food.
Yeah, she's fatter than Cartman.
Yeah, hi!
This is back when Cartman wouldn't make you eat your own parents if you made fun of them. A few days later, their package arrives, and
What the hell?
yeah, instead of receiving their digital sports watch like they were promised, there was a mix-up and the kids ended up adopting a starving Ethiopian child.
Hey, Mom, we found an Ethiopian. Can we keep him?
Sure, hon.
Sweet.
I mean, he wouldn't be another mouth to feed anyways, am I right? The kids decide to keep the kid, calling him Marvin or Starvin' Marvin. Oh, how cute. That night, they take him to experience an all-you-can-eat buffet for only $6.99.
Except for Kenny's family, because to them, $6.99 is 2 years' income.
That joke really killed Kenny. I'll see myself out now. Starvin' Marvin can't believe how greedy everyone is as he watches them gorge themselves on all the food, especially Cartman. He keeps taking food away from Starvin' Marvin.
Cartman, you butt pipe. This is the time of year you're supposed to share. Oh, yeah, you're right. Are you going to eat all of your peach cobbler? No, you don't want all that. Why don't you share it with me, eh? Just have it over here.
Honestly, Marvin, that might be for the better. For all we know, there could have been someone's dead parents in there. The next day, the kids bring Starvin' Marvin to show and tell, and disgusted by what he sees, Mr. Garrison makes the kids send Starvin' Marvin back to his country.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to call the Red Cross and have him returned.
The kids get a talking to by the principal, who tells them they aren't supposed to adopt kids from poor countries. They should always just be sent money.
Starvin' Marvin is our friend. Oh, well, back to the poor country with you. You better watch what you say, Cartman. You might be poor and hungry someday. Yeah, right.
Cartman's just begging for it. That night, the FBI shows up to take Marvin back to his country, but due to some clever misconception, Starvin' Marvin tricks the men into taking Cartman instead of him.
Get you in the net,
Here's your sports watch, son. Sorry for the mix-up.
Sweet.
While Starvin' Marvin lives his life as just Marvin, Cartman starves in Ethiopia as there's no food except for buzzing flies, nor any help from the Red Cross as they have run out of funding.
Sorry, dude, we just don't have any funds. Here, have a Takeo sports watch.
One might call this poetic irony. Desperate for food, Cartman prays to God, apologizing for making fun of poor people,
I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry I mocked poor people.
and God accepts Cartman's apology by helping Cartman find a Red Cross shack overflowing with food.
I wonder what's in here.
Inside, he also finds Sally Struthers gorging on all the food that was meant for her charity.
Sally Struthers?
Who the hell are you?
Give me that cake.
No, this is my cake.
Yes, Sally Struthers, give me that cake.
No.
Yeah, Sally Struthers is holding food from us.
Uh-oh.
That wouldn't be the last time the God spares Cartman. 70 times 7. Maybe he should have made an exception in this. The FBI and Red Cross come to take Cartman back to South Park, and Starvin' Marvin returns home with a gift for his people. Oh, yeah, there was a whole subplot about Chef uniting the town, William Wallace style, against a horde of angry, genetically mutated turkeys.
Today, You fight for your city. You fight for your honor.
It was supposed to be metaphorical with how Americans are trying to find new ways to make more food, making the problem worse at the same time, but that's not really important. Starvin' Marvin is declared a hero. Sally gets what she deserves. Kenny died. The end. Now, the divide between the rich and the poor has always been controversial, and it will never not be. And in Here Comes the Neighborhood, we learned that rich people are just as much people as poor people.
I found a girl who had an innie. Player haters try to diss me cause my rhymes are...
Sorry, Snoop Dogg, but Will Smith is on line 3 for you.
William, how are you, buddy?
Great, Snoop Dogg, and you?
Couldn't be better.
See, even the rich like to use their poor voice. I hope you guys like extended metaphors for racism. I'm not. The class is presenting their science projects to each other. Some are good, some are Cartman.
Yes, well, for my project, I made a pencil taped to a pen. In this way, we see the duality of writing devices that occur in nature.
You just put that thing together just now. I'm giving you a check minus.
Oh, God damn it, I hate check minus!
Sit down.
Token's presentation makes Cartman jealous, turning the whole class against him, arguing Token was only able to get a good grade because his parents are rich and able to buy him better things to help him make a better presentation.
Just see where Token's clothes come from, shall we? Ooh, Armani Exchange.
Armani Exchange?
All the rest of us have to buy our clothes at J-Mart. Have you ever even been inside a J-Mart, Token?
You know things are bad when the whole class sides with Cartman. I mean, if they don't, he just gives up and leaves, thereby also winning.
Well, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Token confronts his parents by telling them he doesn't want to be rich anymore, and despite their worries, they indulge him. They shop for clothes at J-Mart, and Token's parents are disgusted by the poor lifestyle, but Token don't care.
Hey, look, these pants are only $5 a piece. They must really suck. What do you think? What brand are they? It doesn't matter, Mom. They're poor people pants.
Pretty soon, everyone starts noticing them, pointing out how strange it is for rich people to be shopping in a place like this, and starts making things not at all creepy. Anyone else getting Get Out vibes? Token shows off his new clothes to his friends, but hardly anyone notices. When they try to watch the movie Token brought, they can't watch it because Stan doesn't have a DVD player. Keep in mind this episode came out in 2001. And the kids still make fun of Token for being too rich to own or know about a VHS player.
Oh, well, let me take this disc up to the Enterprise and see if Captain Kirk can decrypt it.
What's a VHS?
Oh, Jesus, dude.
Man, I miss the good old days when VHS was the thing. I miss you, Blockbuster. You always made me so mad. All this not fitting in for being too rich makes Token sing a sad song about how awful it is to not be able to fit in with the other kids, and you really feel bad for the guy.
Why can't I be like all the other kids? Broken trucks on their lawns. It's not my...
Not going to let it get to him, though. Token decides to send out ads for other rich people to come and live in South Park, and sure enough, it works.
Well, here it is, our home to be.
Oh, Will, it's beautiful. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you, young man. We're the Smiths.
Hey, as long as Chris Rock doesn't move to South Park, we should be good, right? While Will Smith tries to get more of his rich buddies to come live in South Park, Token hangs out with his new rich friends, although it turns out these new rich kids are more civilized and high class than Token.
This game is too confusing. How about we have a snowball fight?
A snowball fight? Yes, Token, if you want to play such savage games, I suggest you go live with lions.
I mean, everyone knows rich people hate dealing with the snow, am I right? What do I even mean? With all these new rich people moving to South Park, building their mansions and changing the neighborhood, they start to attract the attention of everyone else in South Park who don't take kindly to rich folk as it disrupts the purity of their non-richness.
I remember back in the day, rich folk weren't allowed in South Park. Now they're moving here in droves.
Excluding them from drinking in their non-rich bars and sitting in the back of their non-rich buses.
Yeah, how do you like that, Richard?
Very nice, actually.
Yeah, I'll bet it is.
Very, very comfy.
Uh-huh, looks like it.
They didn't even give them cup holders. How degrading is that? They even go so far as to put a giant lowercase t in front of one of their houses, which stands for time to leave, but all it does is infuriate them.
I think we scared them.
Yeah, next house we'll do a capital T to show them we really mean business.
Yeah!
I mean, I'd be mad if someone vandalized my lawn. Fed up with all the social class hate, all the new rich people peacefully march to City Hall demanding an end to all the hate. The Millionaire March.
Come on, brother.
I'm not rich. I'm just a school cafeteria chef. I don't make much money.
We'll give you $100.
Ooh, fudge the snow now.
Okay, now that's racist. I mean, classist. Not able to fit in anywhere, Token lives with the lions at the zoo, where he meets with Aslan.
Is this the boy who's been living in our realm?
Are you Aslan?
I am.
Straight out of the 1979 animated Chronicles of Narnia film, but after living with them for quite some time, Token realizes living with them sucks, and he'd rather live with his friends instead.
Jesus, lions suck.
I know, right? All they do is lounge around and reenact Shakespeare. Who would do that? With the rich people protesting down at City Hall, Mr. Garrison and the others realize there is only one thing that scares rich people away from a town. Realizing the town is haunted.
Everyone get some sheets from home. If we can't chase the richers out, we'll spook them out.
And Mr. Garrison said that only Mr. Hat was a member of that certain secret society. I don't believe I gotta mention its name. Yeah. So everyone dresses up as ghosts and scare away all the rich people out of South Park, and not at all hinting at something else. Token reconnects with his friends, saying they rip each other all the time. It's the kind of bond they have. Although since Token got his feelings hurt, they're not going to make fun of him for being a wimp.
Yeah, so now you're... Come on, Nurse Token, we're gonna play football, you... Yeah, what a...
Well, at least he has friends. Oh, look, Kenny died. Mr. Garrison and the others are proud of themselves for saving South Park from the impure rich people, and Mr. Garrison gets the great idea to sell all the now abandoned mansions and live in them, which now contradicts everything they just did.
Yeah, you'd become what you hate.
Well, yeah, but at least I got rid of all those damn
Moving back to China in the fittingly named episode of The China Problem, it's Cartman's turn to make fun of China, but he doesn't do it out of hate, he does it in the name of democracy.
Chinese hate Americans. That's why I've started the American Liberation Front, a group dedicated to freeing America from Chinese tyranny.
Cartman would make a great general, maybe even a great chancellor. The episode begins with Cartman having nightmares about the 2008 Beijing Olympics opening ceremony, convinced the Chinese are going to invade the US any day now. Cartman tries to warn everyone, but no one cares enough to listen, so Cartman turns to the only other person in South Park that has remained loyal to Cartman through anything.
I've got some splish splash, splish splashing more.
Jeez, Cartman, at least wait for the man to put some clothes on before you drag him into another crazy scheme that makes everyone think he's a homo again. Cartman convinces Butters to help him stop the Chinese from killing every American, and the two of them form the American Liberation Front to combat the Chinese from invading.
Well, sure. You and me, we're going to be the brave little boys who fought back, Butters. We are not letting them take over our country. The Chinese.
Yeah.
These two have a stronger relationship than Ross and Rachel. Cartman, being the masterful tactician he is, equips Butters with the necessary gear and disguises they will need in order to infiltrate their first location run by Chinese.
We have to be strong, taking down those goddamn Chinese right now.
Why disguises, you may ask? Well, because neither of them look Chinese, so to solve this hurdle, there's only one thing to do.
Oh, hello, priest! Bing bong ching chong!
Bing bing, hello.
This has got to be one of Cartman's most messed up schemes ever to date. Butters points out the obvious that every one of the PF Changs isn't Chinese, which frightens Cartman even more, convinced the invasion has already started.
White people in here working for the Chinese, selling out their own country.
You may want to say that a little louder there, bud. I don't think the Chinese heard you. Cartman and Butters play it cool, trying to figure out how to improvise their next step until they see a nice Chinese family casually eating nearby.
There's Chinese people right over there.
You know what I just realized? Wasn't City Walk the only Chinese restaurant in South Park? I digress. Cartman and Butters try to go over and casually try to get the Chinese family to spill the soybeans regarding the plan to invade America, and of course the family has no idea what they're talking about. I'm surprised Cartman didn't think about breaking into this place during closing hours and wiretapping every table. It would have made this a whole lot easier. I thought this guy was smarter than that. Naturally, the family is quick to realize Cartman and Butters aren't Chinese, which causes Cartman to panic.
These people won't leave us alone.
No, it's okay. We are Chinese people.
You aren't Chinese.
Pulling out a gun and taking everyone in the restaurant hostage. And when someone tries to leave, the unthinkable happens.
Oh, dude, he shot him in the...
Every man watching this video just crossed their legs. Sometime later, the cops show up. Cartman's relieved, thinking the cops are here to save them from the Chinese. But after seeing a Chinese officer casually amongst them, he bursts into another panic. Cartman demands them to let them talk to the president because they have top secret information. The cops, of course, don't buy it, so they move in, prompting Cartman to make Butters fire a warning shot.
Dude, what the are you doing?
You're the one who gave Butters the gun. You have no one to blame but yourself, buddy. Cartman finally gets to talk to the president when...
And I will stop at nothing. Do you understand that I...
Oh, it stings. Oh.
Come on, Butters. The gag is running its course now. Fed up with all the shooting, Cartman surrenders himself to the cops, no longer a member of the American Liberation Front.
That's it. Kill me. do whatever. I can no longer conscionably be a part of the American Liberation Front.
But just when the cops are about to arrest Cartman, the cops get some news that changes everything.
Sir, it's over. They got... Got who? Spielberg and Lucas, they finally got him for what they did to Indiana Jones, sir.
Oh, yeah, there was a subplot about the kids avenging Indiana Jones after what Spielberg and Lucas did to him in Indiana Jones 4, but that's not important. Everyone bro hugs, and Cartman and Butters make their escape, and Cartman learns a valuable lesson.
I'd rather us be Chinese than a nation of unethical shooters. You think about it.
Dang, that's some pretty deep stuff.
Can't believe they put him in jail. I thought that movie was pretty good.
Frick you, Butters! Now, I wouldn't blame you if you said that South Park should mock America to make up for all their other racism, but I'd blame you for not being careful with your words. In Red Man's Greed, the people of South Park learn how to stand strong together from greedy Native Americans trying to force them off their land.
We'll never give up, you bastards!
Yeah, South Park is ours.
Yeah, you tell them, Alex. Wait, who's Alex? The kids and their families visit a casino run by some Indians.
They're called Native Americans, remember? Show some respect.
Sorry, my bad. Run by Native Americans. The boys hit the Native American Comedy Club since they're too young to gamble and learn that the Native Americans have a unique style of comedy.
And so Deer said to Bear, why the big paws?
Oh, wow. Oh, my laugh box. Oh, it's laughing on the inside and crying on the inside. Elsewhere, Carl's dad turns out to have a horrible gambling addiction and somehow loses $26,000, including their house.
Thank you for playing at Three Feathers. May your life be filled with the Song of the Sparrow.
Oh, shove the Song of the Sparrow up your ass!
With nowhere else to go, Kyle's family faced the irony of losing their home to the Native Americans.
What? But don't the Native Americans know he has nowhere else to go?
They don't care.
Is it really poetic irony if it happens to a Jew? Haven't they gone through enough already? I mean, especially in South Park, there was that whole Cartman-led uprising that happened. Turns out the casino's owner, Chief Runs With Premise, is trying to bleed the white man dry of money.
Small-minded idiots pouring their life savings away. Their cash flows out of them like diarrhea from the buffalo.
Ah, beautifully said. If by beautiful you mean racist. Oh, thank you. I know I'm very racist. Clever, I mean clever. However, the casino isn't enough, so he's planning on building an Indian superhighway that reaches the casino to Denver.
It is time for us to implement our plan. Superhighway, built from Denver right to our casino.
The only problem is the highway goes right through the city of South Park, so they solve this problem quickly by buying the land South Park is on so they can demolish it.
Ha 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 ha.
Is it wrong that I want that laugh as my ringtone now? It'll get annoying after the first ring. The people of South Park find out they no longer own their own property and are devastated that the Native Americans will try and force them off their land.
The town of South Park is going to be leveled in order to make way for a 12-lane superhighway.
They rally to fight back by rebuying their land from the Native Americans to let the South Park people own South Park.
How much do we have to raise, Mayor?
$300,000.
Oh, never mind.
300,000 divided by 4,388. You mean no one has 70 bucks they can spare? Ask Token's parents. They're rich. Rich people always got straight cash. Heartbroken, they will be leaving South Park. The kids figure out a way to raise $300,000 by taking the $10,000 the town was somehow able to raise and gambling it on roulette with the most impossible odds and getting $350,000. Everyone realizes it's a long shot, but hey, it's the only shot they got, especially since the alternative was giving Kyle AIDS. What?
We can get Kyle infected with AIDS and then start a charity organization that we steal money from. Come on, let's go.
I mean, it seems only fair. His dad was the reason they got in this mess, more or less. They take the money and gamble it on the roulette wheel. The chance of them winning is like 2%. Tensions are high. The ball stops going around, and
31, black.
They did it! Holy crap, they did it. They got their town back. End of the episode. Done. They showed the...
But wait, $350,000. That means if we won again, it would be $12.25 million.
We could save the town and be super rich.
Wait, what?
Say it.
2 red, you lose.
I'm gonna be real, I got nothing right now. Now with nowhere to go this time, everyone gives up and must leave South Park. Stan and the others aren't ready to give up though, trying to rally everyone to keep fighting back against the Native Americans, saying this won't be the end for their manifest destiny.
It'll be okay, boys. We'll just move to the next town over.
Oh, sure, until the Native Americans decide they want that land too. What if the Native Americans just keep building their casinos and their highways until we have nowhere else to go?
Sure enough, when the bulldozers come to tear down the town, the adults finally grow a backbone.
We are strong. No one can tell us we're wrong.
Not gonna lie, this brought a tear to my eye the first time I saw it. One bloody tear. Chief runs the premise is furious the people of South Park are refusing to leave and is determined to force them out the only way he can, by introducing disease to the white man.
Make sure you rub them all over. Get the SARS nice and deep in there.
I'm more concerned with where he acquired all those naked Chinese men and where he's been keeping them. They give the people of South Park the diseased blankets as a gesture of goodwill until they find a peaceful compromise. And sure enough, everyone gets sick with SARS.
Tuesday morning now, and the outbreak of SARS in South Park has reached epic proportions.
With everyone now having only a 98% chance to live, Stan is tasked with finding the cure for this very curable disease. Stan is able to, and the people of South Park make full recoveries.
Someone spoke to me and told me the middle-class white way to cure SARS. Campbell's chicken noodle soup, Dayquil, and Sprite.
Yes, of course.
Man, forget going to a hospital. Just find all your cures at your local gas station. Meanwhile, Chief Runs with Purpose finds out that his son, Premise Running Thin, accidentally got sick with the SARS. None of the Native American remedies are working, and Chief Runs with Premise blames the people of South Park for his son's disease.
This would not have happened if those town people would have just moved away.
Enraged, he charges down to South Park with his bulldozers, ready to demolish the town once and for all, only to find a shocking discovery.
Your SARS, where did it go?
We have cured ourselves using the medicines of our culture.
Maybe instead of building more casinos, the Native Americans should have built more gas stations. I hear there's a market for oil. Wait, that's not how that works. Chief Runs with Premise asks for their help in curing his son, and in return, he agrees to give them back their town. Everyone rejoices, and everyone, including Alex, learned an important lesson.
Well, I guess we all learned that South Park is more than just a town. It's a community that nobody can split up.
Dude, who the hell are you?
Hey, I'll say it. He's a better character than Pitt. Now, it's no secret how much the South Park creators love making fun of Canada.
They're not even a real country anyway.
And in Canada on Strike, South Park once again pokes fun at the very polite nation of Canada, while also parodying another strike that happened around the time the episode aired. During what is supposed to be a day of national pride for Canada, on Canada Day, no one cares or acknowledges anything great about Canada.
What is it that makes Canada so important?
Nothing.
Poor Ike, dude. It's hard being the only pointless kid in school. Fed up with no one ever taking them seriously, Stephen Aboutman, the president of the Royal Canadian Bureau, or WGA, as he calls it, demands for the entire country to go on strike.
And I think it's time for Canada to show the world just how bad things would be without it.
Everyone's so Jolly Roger to join in, politely shoving their middle fingers at everyone else in the world.
It's Canada! It's Canada!
Hey, any strike that has a musical number as cheery as that, I'll give into any day. Aboutman demands from the other world leaders, on top of more respect, more money, and something about getting more internet money. I don't know, his demands weren't exactly clear. I'm not even sure he knew what he wanted, really, and was just trying to sound as tough as any Canadian could.
Give us internet money. Mr. Aboutman, you seem to not understand how global economics works. I think
Don't give me that fat cat fancy lip wiggling.
And like most South Park plots, I can definitely see this ending well for Canada. Kyle worries about his brother Ike as he's the only one in South Park on strike and no one else cares about it. He tries to get his friends to help him, but of course,
we don't care.
It's only when their favorite show, Terrence and Phillip, keeps running reruns and not making any new episodes that they realize just how serious this all is. To be fair, they could just watch American comedy.
You think that's bad? Remember the time I sang La Cucaracha for Paul McCartney?
I mean, we all know how the South Park team feels about Family Guy. Back at the strike, some people are wanting to go home, but President Aboutman tells them they must stand together strong. It's the only way to win. Suddenly, they get a call from Kyle, mistaking him for a world leader.
A call came in from the United States. They want to talk to you about ending the strike.
Telling them to end the strike. Aboutman clearly isn't the best negotiator, but he reassures everyone this is how things are done.
Got him by the buzz.
I'm pretty sure this guy just politely doomed his entire country. The kids come up with a way to get more internet money by posting a viral music video on not YouTube, and things are looking promising. Meanwhile, things are getting bad in Canada as people are cold, tired, and hungry from all the striking. To make matters worse, Canadians are being replaced by people from Denmark and taking all their jobs they are refusing to do.
Nobody knows what Denmark is.
So when you think about it, we're the Canadians of Europe. How could you?
It's only a matter of time before Canadians start singing Blame Denmark. The kids go to collect their money for making a viral video along with all the other viral video stars from when this episode aired.
Chocolate red.
Man, I miss this era of the internet. Nowadays, creativity is punished. Never again will we see another Charlie the Unicorn. Damn you, TikTok! Anywho, President Bootman calls Kyle asking where the money is, as things are looking worse in Canada as there are people dying from the strike out here.
No matter what happens, I will never call off this strike, even if it means we all die.
Kyle assures him they're working as fast as they can. They ask for the chocolate rain guy to cut in front of them and accidentally start a war with all the other former YouTube stars, resulting in them all killing each other. Not gonna acknowledge the fact that laughing baby also died during that. No one cares if a baby was just murdered. Well, I guess it's not the worst thing South Park has ever done. He's lucky he wasn't on crack and forced to play baseball. As Canada is looking more miserable than the Chinese prison Randy was in earlier, Kyle and the others give the money they made from not YouTube to President Bootman.
Theoretical dollars? What am I supposed to do with that, you little time wasters?
Hey, we worked really hard to get this theoretical money.
Yeah, everyone thinks I'm a homo now.
Yeah, everyone thinks Butters is a homo now, not like they've never suspected that before. Poor Butters, man. But then again, he also thought Indiana Jones 4 was good, so frick you, Butters! Kyle pleads with the president to end this strike, but Bootman refuses to end it and admit this was all a bad idea.
Not gonna look like an idiot! If I f***ed up and led everyone astray, the last thing I'm gonna do is admit it!
The world leaders call the president, but instead of wanting to end the strike, they are all calling to see if, when they are all dead, if they can use the land for a theme park. Dude, even that's rough. I feel bad for this guy. Then again, he did just murder so many Canadians in the name of nationalism. Maybe I don't. Carl pleads the world leaders to give Canada something, no matter how small, so this can finally end. The leaders offer to give Canada a small consolation prize.
If they give you something small, will you end the strike?
Will they a lot so everyone thinks I did a good job?
What can I say? The guy is a great negotiator. President Bootman rallies his people together, declaring that they have won the strike. Everyone asks how much they got. And
we didn't get everything that we wanted. We got these coupons to Bennigan's. Free bubblegum for every Canadian.
Not gonna lie, I had to look up what a Bennigan's is. While President Bootman is trying to play this off as a victory, Terrence and Philip do some math and realize they lost so much more money doing the strike than if they had just not done that. Not to mention, wouldn't have lost so many Canadians. As punishment, they set the president and his assistants adrift on a floating iceberg.
What do you think you're doing?
We're setting you adrift, idiot.
Maybe you can go live with the Danish. You'll regret this day, friend.
And Kyle learns a valuable lesson about earning money from the internet. Also, Ike got his coupon in bubblegum. You see, kids, hard work does pay off. Look how happy he is. We're moving from the northest of North America to the centralist of Central America. In Rainforest, shmainforest. Cartman is faced with his greatest threat, a tree-loving hippie. And we all know how much Cartman hates hippies.
We've been down here for days.
And you're gonna be here a little longer, bro, right? Here's some joints and a guitar.
Not even being voiced by Jennifer Aniston is gonna save this hippie from Cartman's wrath. The episode begins with the kids being given a special presentation by a national choir tour called Getting Gay with Kids, tasked with raising awareness for deforestation.
I know that choir tours are totally stupid and lame, but please give her your full attention. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Garrison.
No one in the class thinks they're cool, especially Stan, Kyle, and Cartman, and Kenny develops a crush for one of the choir kids.
And over 30% of the world's oxygen is made in the rainforest.
And are sent to Mr. Mackey's office. Turns out Mr. Mackey is on the board of directors, and as punishment, Mr. Mackey signs the boys up on the choir tour.
Please, Mr. Mackey, we'll be good. Don't send us to that old kid's choir. Have mercy, Mr. Mackey.
And you just know things are not good when you see Cartman groveling. The kids are forced onto the tour bus against their will and find out they'll be heading to Costa Rica. The nightmare becomes real when they finally arrive. Did they drive all the way to Costa Rica by bus? And when they finally see how horrible everything is.
Oh, this is so exciting. God, dude, look how dirty and crappy everything is.
Yeah. I don't know. Spray some Febreze on it. Might look decent. Cartman continues to point out how horrible Costa Rica is, and despite the choir instructor, Miss Stevens' best efforts to get Cartman to behave, Cartman continues to point out how horrible everything is.
You may think that making fun of third world countries is funny, but I
don't think it's funny. This place is overcrowded, smelly, and poor. That's not funny. That sucks.
She finally has to resort to buying him ice cream afterwards to get the little fat fricker to shut up. If only that solved every problem Cartman created.
Please just keep your mouth shut while we present ourselves to the Costa Rican president.
Why?
Because I'll buy you some ice cream afterwards if you do.
Later, the class learns that Mrs. Stevens, in all her preparedness, never bothered to learn Spanish and is unable to communicate why they are there to the Costa Rican president, whose desk is literally covered in bullet holes.
Oh dear, where's Mr. Mackey? He should have been here by now. Children, do any of you speak Spanish? Don't you dare!
Give Cartman a chance. I hear his Chinese is foolproof. Thankfully, Mr. Mackey shows up to explain everything, and to show their appreciation, Miss Stevens makes the kids perform a dress rehearsal of the show for him and anyone else happening on by.
Wow, and full of rain. But now it needs help because it is in pain.
But despite their best efforts to get the people involved, it's clear that the Costa Ricans don't care so much about trying to save the rainforest as they do. Hey, at least Miss Stevens is the only one who thinks it was good, except for whatever Kyle was doing.
I told you Jewish people don't have rhythm. Cartman! No, dude, I think Cartman might actually be right. That's a stereotype. Dude, maybe you really don't have any rhythm.
I've never once heard that stereotype, but after Kyle's performances so far, we're 1 for 1. The kids and Miss Stevens are given a tour to see all the wonders of the rainforest and how important it is to take steps to preserve everything about them. The kids don't care, of course, but Miss Stevens is determined to make them realize how important it all is. Ironically, their tour guide is killed and digested by a coral snake.
This snake is more afraid of us than we are of it.
Oh my god! Yeah, that snake is really scared of us, all right.
Leaving them stranded and lost in the wondrous rainforest.
Oh no, God, no, don't panic, children.
Bah! That's a bad snake.
First rule of the jungle, the fat ones get eaten first. Unless you're the tour guides, they die first, so the plot can happen. After struggling to find a way out of the forest, the choir eventually stumbles upon a group of guerrilla rebels, and Miss Stevens tries to get them to help them get back to town. But their leader wants nothing to do with them.
You white Americans make me sick. You waste food, oil, and everything else because you're so rich, and then you tell the rest of the world to save the rainforest because you like its pretty flowers.
I mean, that first half is spot on, but we really like the rainforest because of the oxygen it produces and its pretty flowers. My golly goober, I've become a hippie. Suddenly, government troops show up and start shooting at everyone, and somehow Kenny doesn't get riddled with bullets when he does a "Get down, Mr. President" for the girl he likes.
Rapido, rapido!
Kenny's a real one, dude. Dude has like 127 lives. Yeah, I had to look up how many times that fricker's died. Once again lost, Miss Stevens only continues to lead the class farther and farther into the rainforest.
Oh, there's just no end to this place. I think maybe we're going in circles. I'm going to lose my job.
Oh! Take out this bullcrap. I am not following this stupid hippie around anymore.
Okay, seriously, he should have done that from the get-go. Yet amazingly, literally within seconds, Cartman finds civilization.
You know, me know. Here you go. I'm going home.
Good! You deserve to die, you little bastard! Eric, we have to stay together!
Goddamn stupid hippie activist. Yes, I knew it! I'm safe!
We can't let this wind get to his head. Eventually, the rest of the group runs into a native tribe who immediately become hostile, taking them all prisoner and tying up Miss Stevens and Darrow style. King Kong called. He wants his copyright back. This finally sends Miss Stevens over the edge, finally admitting the rainforest sucks and shouldn't be saved.
Damn stupid ass rainforest! I was wrong place! Sucks! The rainforest, I hate it!
Oh, now she figures it out.
Yeah, if only more people in the world listen to Cartman, especially when it comes to hippies. Speaking of Cartman and his new deforestation construction workers come bulldozing their way in and save everyone from the tribe in Costa Rica's heart of darkness.
Quick, everybody help the children!
Come on, let's get you back to civilization.
Hey! How did you know where we were?
Your little friend helped me out.
Eric?
What'd you expect, Merv Griffin?
Yeah, it turns out Cartman does care about everyone. Except for Kyle. After Kenny almost dies due to a random lightning strike, thanks to his new girlfriend resuscitating him, the kids finally perform in front of the whole town, but this time the lyrics to their song encourage the destruction of the rainforest.
That was so inspiring.
What a wonderful message!
It's just so uplifting, it really makes you want to go kick a tree in the nuts. And there you have it, guys. South Park is full of racist moments that make you laugh, cringe, and demand more. Check out these other videos on our channel to see even more content not suited for kids.